Avest from Palm Springs, California. The Inland Valley Pirates have arrived here in Palm Springs to take on the Palm Springs Power, the home team of the desert. My name is Justin Lee alongside Charlie Gonzalez up here in the Agua Caliente Casinos booth here at Palm Springs Stadium, historic Palm Springs Stadium. What should be a good one here today in a two-game series here this Friday and tomorrow as well. The Power are looking to get a clean sweep here against a CPCL opponent, which they've been splitting a lot of series against a lot of the CPCL opponents that they've been playing against. The Mavericks, the Bucks, the Legends as well.
Yeah.
Looking to bring it back into a win column where they can see a better position for themselves getting closer to playoffs. We're already halfway through the season, Charlie, and we're seeing a lot of more offensive runs from the Power, we should say, but the pitching is starting to look a little better nowadays.
It is, and speaking of the pitching, we're working on getting some new players out here mid-season to bolster that pitching staff, which is already very strong. Yeah, but right now in Haro to start tonight, the 3 losses on the year all coming in CPCL play. So, but nonetheless, there's 15-3. And they're 7 wins away from 700 franchise wins, and we're expecting to reach that milestone in the next 2 weeks.
And they're hoping to do that with a win here and tomorrow. The last time Noon Haro had a start, that was back on June 7th against the Inland Valley Legends, where he threw for 4 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts against 15 batters, gave up 2 hits, but another pretty solid outing, even though that was the game that they lost to the Inland Valley Legends. Here's what the lineup looks like for the Inland Valley Pirates as they face off against Noon Haro here in the top of the first. Hunter Meyer will start off in the 1 spot. At the second, Esteban Olazaba. Cole Howarth at the third. Luke Medure at the designated hitter spot, or in left field, excuse me. Jordan Viramontes in the 5th spot. Number 27, Vaughn Coleman in that 7th spot. Darren Osterloh in the 8th spot. 43, Waldy Perez in the 8th spot. And Isaiah Walls, number 35, in that final spot of the line. That's what it looks like here today. Defensively for the Power, it's Grayson Gang in left field, Jamal Ritter in center, KJ Moon in right field, Cato Kleiman at third base, Michael Gonzalez at shortstop, Austin Haller at second base, Mark Kirkland, as always, at first base, and Casey Kleiman behind the bump here to catch for Noon Haro. The Power are wearing their white jerseys for the first time at home this season since the Pirates are wearing red jerseys. So if it seems a little confusing, it's because the Power are wearing white jerseys today rather than the usual red jerseys like they like to rock.
Yeah, and Inland Valley Pirates only have red jerseys, so as a compromise, so in order to make it not look like an inter-squad matchup, the Palm Springs Power are going to rock those white uniforms.
The Inland Valley Pirates are part of that Inland Valley Summer Baseball organization. This is one of 3 teams that we have seen so far. This is the first time that these 2 teams will meet here at Palm Springs Stadium. But the question is, they seem a little bit more organized as we've seen through the pre-broadcast. They have their roster, they have their lineups, they have a lot of things set up for themselves. It seems like they have a lot that they've put together. And there's a vast chunk of these players that are from Riverside City College and Cal State Fullerton, and even your school, Cal State Northridge.
That's correct. Yeah, two Northridge players, one incoming freshman, one who just finished his freshman season, and yeah, all of them except for 4 go to school somewhere in California. There's a player for the Southern Illinois Salukis, the Portland Pilots, and a few other schools.
Well, here we go. Top of the first inning we go. Noon Haro on the mound, facing off against Hunter Meyer, then Esteban Olazaba on deck, and then Cole Howarth in the hole. Thanks for joining us here on another beautiful day here on Fox Sports 1270 AM radio. As that one is lined down to Cato Kleiman as he throws on to first to get the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 out already for the Power.
It was only a couple of days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, that a game in the PSCL started out 5-3 ground out on the very first pitch. So it was like deja vu to me seeing that.
It was a pretty tough little grounder. It took at least 2 hops before it got to Cato Kleiman, who actually had to back up just a slight bit to get that ball, but able to make a nice throw over to Mark Kirkland, who's been a staple at first base throughout this season. Here is Esteban Olazaba, the Cal State Fullerton commit. Just like Hunter Meyer, there's at least 2 other Cal State Fullerton players a part of this team as that first pitch is fouled off here against Noon Haro.
Esteban Olazaba for the Inland Valley Pirates this summer is a third baseman and a shortstop. Tonight he'll start over at third.
So Olazaba already with the 0-1 count, 1 out, scoreless, still in the top of the first. Next pitch, grounded. This time it's to the shortstop, Michael Gonzalez. He throws the first for the second out. So 3 pitches All but one ball have been put in play, and it's already 2 outs here in the top of the first.
And that little uneven terrain, right, as the grass turns into dirt, the ball bounced past that, and that is why Mike Gonzalez, you saw, wisely did not hop, just like what the ball would do. He waited patiently for it.
Cole Howarth is the next man up at Cal Baptist University, also one of classmates with one of our colleagues who's actually the MC tonight, Shadon Boswell, or Shaden, like we like to say, or the other way around, as that first pitch is delivered just outside the strike zone at 75 miles per hour here against Cole Howarth.
And here is one of the key matchups to look at, because now in Haro, he's only thrown 4 pitches and there's 2 outs. If he can get out of these innings early, he can go deep into this game.
Next pitch delivered. It is fouled off to the right field side and out of play at Sunny Hills Park. That was a fastball at 88 miles per hour this time. And this is a good matchup here. Like you talked about, 6'6", 225 pounds of power here at the plate. And the infield as well, both Cato Kleiman and Michael Gonzalez are trailing towards the third base line. Cato is at least 2 body lengths away from the third base line, as that one is grounded past Michael Gonzalez, and it rolls into the outfield towards that left center gap. Howard is starting to dart for second base as the ball goes all the way to the wall. And that is the first hit of the day and the first extra base hit for the Inland Valley Pirates on a light grounder right between the infield and into the outfield.
And Mike Gonzalez, it wasn't necessarily his fault that he wasn't in his position to field it. He's where a shortstop should be when there's 2 outs and there's nobody on. Unfortunately, he could not close that gap in time, and closing in on it were Gegg and Ritter.
So even with the shift there, they weren't able to stop Cole Howarth from getting on board, so he's over at second with a 2-out double here, scoreless in the top of the first. Here's the first pitch delivered to next man, Luke Midir, who is the beer batter tonight. And once again, $4 beers for all the folks if this man strikes out here.
Yeah, until the 7th and the 10 minutes following the strikeout, and we definitely do see fans scramble when that happens. It's happened a couple times.
That one is sent the other way towards right side. KJ Moon backing up very close, somewhat to the track and the warning track as he makes the running catch for the final out. So they do leave a man on board with a 2-out double from Cole Howarth, but it still remains scoreless here in the top of the first. We're off to see the Powers' first at-bats of the day.
Like a family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
Welcome back, folks, here to Palm Springs Stadium, here in the Agua Caliente Casinos booth. Justin Lee alongside Charlie Gonzalez here for Fox Sports 1270 AM radio and the Palm Springs Power YouTube channel. It's still scoreless as we're off here to the bottom of the first inning. Here's what the lineup looks like for the Power. Austin Holler leading off. Casey Kleiman in the second hole. Mark Kirkland at the third. KJ Moon in the cleanup spot today. Jamal Ritter at the fifth spot. Michael Gonzalez at the sixth. Cato Kleiman at the seventh. Brian O'Neill at the eighth spot playing DH today. And then Grayson Gegg in that final spot. They face off against Landon Martin, who has a really weird game day superstition, likes to eat a burrito from El Pollo Loco and listen to the Joe Rogan podcast. What do you have to think about that, Charlie?
Well, I like El Pollo Loco burritos, but I'm not really tuned in on the Joe Rogan podcast thing.
Well, hopefully the Joe Rogan podcast, and maybe, I'm not sure where the closest El Pollo Loco is to the ballpark here, but who knows if he had that burrito. So we'll see if that superstition works here against one of the hottest hitters in 6 games here for the Power. He's hitting .542 batting average and already has 5 extra base hits. Austin Holler steps in against Landon Martin takes the first pitch outside for a ball at 90 miles per hour.
He is from La Habra, California. Went to Sonora High School in this season as a freshman with Cal State Fullerton. Made 14 appearances and 3 starts.
Next pitch is the same spot outside, similar speed, just missing. Here against Austin Holler, who has been 13 for 24 this year in 6 games since coming through the 1/3 part of the season, making his return from Western Kentucky University, where he was here last year. Next pitch is delivered inside. That's a fastball at right down the gutter at 90 miles per hour, strike 1. So we're starting to see a little bit of speed here from the young man, Landon Martin, on the mound from Cal State Fullerton as well. 1 of 4 Titans on this team. As Austin Holler fouls off the next delivery, it was the same exact pitch again at 90 miles per hour.
And a couple of those Titans players, their families came out to see him. Waldy Perez, his parents are here, and so was the family of Chris Hernandez.
Yeah, there's a handful of families out here that are wearing the Cal State Fullerton hat in the stands here on mainly the visitor side as well. Here's a 2-2 count for Austin Holler leading off here for the Power. Still scoreless. Next delivery, 2-2, is curved right in, and Austin Holler tips it into the glove of Perez, the catcher, and there's the first out on a strikeout.
There's the third baseman, went over to high-five Landon Martin. That's number 7, Esteban Olazaba, right after that strikeout.
Here's Casey Kleiman hitting .300 batting average this year. 5 extra base hits and 8 RBIs. First pitch is right in there on the inside edge of the strike zone at 81 miles per hour. Is an off-speed pitch. So very interesting task here for the Power here today. And Casey Kleiman with that signature low stance in the box as he watches strike 2. This time on the outer corner of the strike zone at 82 miles per hour.
And Casey Kleiman down here on strikes early. He's down in the count 0-2, and looks like he might want to try a swing at this one, because if he goes down the middle, as usually they should when they're 0-2, this could be costly.
He tries to curve it in this time on the 0-2 count. Misses upstairs at 82 miles per hour. So a bit of a velocity change here. And I would expect Landon Martin to come back with a fastball here somewhere on the lower part of the strike zone. Yes, he does, as Cato Kleiman gets a piece of it towards right field. It will trail between the 2 defenders in right center, and it's caught by Viramontes at right. So there's the second out.
Yeah, 2 up, 2 down in the top of the first and now the bottom of the first. Mark Kirkland looks to be the first Power base runner tonight.
And Mark Kirkland has been very good at the third spot this season. .455 batting average, 15 RBIs, 8 stolen bases. Not a guy you would expect to really go steal bases, but he does when he needs to.
Now, he is the go-to first baseman. He has started at first base for I don't know how many consecutive games.
He's started a lot for this team, and he's been a staple ever since. 16 games he's been a part of, just before Jamal Ritter and Miles Walton, who have been in 17 games together. They're tied for first most. Next pitch delivered, 1-0 count, right inside the strike zone at 90 miles per hour. 1-1 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Still a scoreless game. The Power taking on the Inland Valley Pirates. Here's a 1-1 count on the way from Landon. It's outside this time at 89 miles per hour. Ball 2, 2-1 count for Mark Kirkland. And we're waiting for the home run hitter to come up to bat to see if Mark Kirkland can get on base here. KJ Moon on deck. 2-1 on the way. Mark Kirkland got a piece of it. Sent it to the second baseman, who gloves it right to his chest. Osterloh throws to Howarth for the third out of the game. So a strikeout, a fly out, and a grounder is a 1-2-3 inning to start off the game for the Power offensively. It's still scoreless as we're off to the top of the second here on Fox Sports 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power YouTube.
Somewhere down there is you. And just like us, you're an amazing Palm Springs vacation home. I bet we have a lot in common. Elevated, yet down to earth. A place to soak it up, sip it down, and make a splash. A place where staying in is even better than going out. Not just a place for visiting, a place for living in the moment. That moment when vacation dreams become reality. You're one of Palm Springs' best kept secrets. Let's show you off. Because you're so much more than just a home. You're a destination. You're an adventure. You're an idyllic escape. You're a happy place.
Need a garage door replaced or repaired? Then go to Overhead Door Company. We do it all. Repairs, service, new installs, retrofits, and more. For over 100 years, Overhead Door has been committed to bringing you the best in residential garage doors, commercial doors, openers, and accessories. Whether you need a stylish new garage door for your home, a more energy-efficient commercial door for your business, or a better integrated door system for your industrial application, remember, if you don't see the red ribbon logo, you are not getting the genuine, the original Overhead Door products and service you need. Look for the red ribbon for
Top of the second we're through one, still scoreless, with only one hit combined for both teams so far. The Pirates have only managed to get a double. That was off of Cole Howarth. And here against Naun Haro in his second inning of work, Jordan Viramontes is going to lead off. Vaughn Coleman on deck, and then Darren Osterloh in the hole here. Here's the first pitch delivery from Naun Haro. It's right in there on the lower outside corner of the strike zone for strike one here to Jordan Viramontes from Glendale Community College.
Yeah, from La Cañada, California, his freshman year this past season. And for the Inland Valley Pirates this summer, he's a first baseman and a left fielder.
That one's curved right in at 76 miles per hour, so a change of speed here against Jordan Viramontes for an 0-2 count. No outs still, 0-2 count, scoreless game here on the top of the second. Thanks for joining Justin Lee and Charlie Gonzalez here on Fox Sports 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power YouTube. 0-2 on the way upstairs. Ball 1-1-2.
Yeah, the sun is slowly setting behind Mount St. Jacinto, maybe 5 more minutes before the entire field is engulfed in shade.
And the stands here have been completely covered by the mountain shade here as the sun continues to set. And a swing and a mix on the next get-up. Takes down Jordan Viramontes swinging.
He went with the fastball, 88 miles per hour, right down Main Street, and got him swinging. Now here's Vaughn Coleman, the designated hitter.
Vaughn Coleman, who is an uncommitted player this year, is listed by their roster. We'll face off here against Naun Haro with 1 out. Here on the top of the second, still a scoreless ball game. Naun sets, delivers the first pitch. Curveball in for strike one on the outer edge of the strike zone at 73.
That's been his bread and butter so far. We've seen him throw that several times already. He's only 13 pitches into this game. 8 in the first and 5 now here in the second with 1 out.
Next pitch is lined down the left field line towards the power dugout, and it's caught by one of the pitchers warming up over there. Looks like that was Hudson Meyer. No, Richie. Now, who is that?
I don't know. His number is only on the back, but yeah, someone caught it. They were talking in the bullpen, and he just stuck up his glove and caught it real smooth. Can't tell who that is.
It looks like Baltazar there, and then it might be Garcia, I think. As the next pitch is delivered right field side, right in front of KJ Moon, a soft contact hit that drops right in front of the right fielder in shallow outfield right. And there's another hit here for the Pirates.
Yeah, kind of a bizarre hit because you see it's off the inside of the bat, and if it was where he was actually swinging, he probably would have missed it, but they went just far enough to get behind Austin Haller and Mark Kirkland and bounce into right field.
Yeah, it was a fastball 91 miles per hour, and that late swing there kind of sent it over to that right field side and popped just enough as they try a pickoff attempt at first, and they get him. Naun Haro takes down Vaughn Coleman, who knocks through a single, but now he's gone. 2 outs here in the top of the second.
And Naun Haro said, "You get on base? Okay, now you're off base. Nice try, pal." So yeah, now there's 2 outs after Vaughn Coleman got caught stealing. Here we are going Darren Osterloh.
And now the bases are clear with 2 outs here in the top of the second as the first pitch is delivered just outside to the righty hitter, Darren Osterloh from RCC.
You're just tired of saying Riverside City College. You're just going RCC now.
That's how we called it during the days of JUCO. That's in there for ball 2. 2-0 count, 88 miles per hour. Just missed it by a tad. So 2 hits here for the Inland Valley Pirates, but a good pickoff by Naun Haro. And a strikeout has made it 2 outs here in the top of the second. Still a scoreless ball game if you're just joining us. Next pitch, just misses barely the top right of the corner of the strike zone.
He's trying to find that sweet spot that has been able to get them those looking strikes, and he hasn't had that yet.
This year, he's been using that two-seam fastball, that slider, and that splitter, but now he's using more of a curveball pitch as well this year. Throughout the last few batters, as it's ball 4 here to Darren Osterler. There's the first walk of the game.
And Waldy Perez coming to the plate, one of the Cal State Fullerton Titans. His parents sitting just a few rows below the press box, actually. And you know what's funny though? The F logo for Fullerton almost looks exactly like the alternative logo the Florida Gators use. When I first looked at it, I had to take a double take.
It's pretty similar. The question is though, which one came first?
Yeah, and they have the same colors too.
Yeah. Here's the first pitch here to the next man up. It's fouled off by Waldy Perez from Cal State Fullerton, yet another Titan on this team. As the man at first is Darren Osterloh with a walk just now. Still a scoreless ball game here. And we'll see if Darren Osterloh at first is going to be careful at that first base bag because his counterpart, Vaughn Coleman, got taken down after hitting a single to right field.
And something that works to Naun Haro's advantage is he is a left-handed pitcher, so he can throw it quicker without turning around and giving the base runner that dead giveaway that he's about to throw a pick off.
Much of a devious type of way to throw a pickoff as he just threw one there earlier. Here's the 0-1 count for Waldy Perez. Next pitch delivered. Fastball. Caught the outside edge. Strike 2. Now we'll see if Naun Haro will get out of the inning with another man left on base here for the Pirates. It's also Cancer Awareness Night here at the stadium. I want to say breast because I want to say one of the survivors in my family is a breast cancer survivor, my own mother. She's been in remission for about 6 years now, I think.
Well, congratulations. My mother actually beat uterine cancer herself. They didn't tell me, though, it was cancer until years later. They didn't want me to worry. My dad also beat skin cancer. So, yeah, cancer, it sucks, but it is not unbeatable.
Another foul ball here. That's 2 foul balls in a row from Waldy Perez. The second highest rate of deaths in the country behind cardiovascular disease. And obviously our great medical field here today in the country is trying to fix that, obviously, with a lot of research, a lot of funds put into the program and trying to relieve that high number of deaths from both cardiovascular disease and cancer as well. So 0-2 count still. Here's some pitch number 5 of this at bat with man at first, and the umpire just called timeout. I'm not sure why. He's looking down the right field side at something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was looking at. It wasn't KJ Moon just standing still like he's supposed to. He's just doing his job. Not sure what it was.
And KJ Moon is standing out tonight. It looks like he has 2 pink wristbands or wrist covers on his arms there as the next pitch is delivered, but it looks like it caught a piece of Waldy Perez here, so there's a hit by pitch. Now there's 2 men on the bases. And I don't know what I don't think you would say he was kind of crowding the plate there, but he was pretty close to the plate.
Yeah.
On that count.
You can crowd the plate, you just can't lean in on a pitch. And now we're at the bottom of the order with Isaiah Walls, the starting shortstop.
We've seen that similar situation with Zach Neto against Hunter Brown with the Astros a week ago. As the first pitch is delivered for ball 1 here to Isaiah Walls from Concordia University of Irvine, I believe.
That's correct, yeah. I know there's Concordia universities in every state. I had to make sure.
There's a big chunk of them from Texas, too. 1-0 count pitch. There's the curveball that's right in there for strike 1. So just to catch you up, a strikeout to start off this half inning, a single, and then a walk and a hit by pitch with also a pickoff to the man who hit that single in Vaughn Coleman. Still scoreless here, 2 outs. 1-1 count here to Isaiah Walls. Next pitch on the way. It's in there for strike 2.
That's a difficult place to find a strike because he's crowding the plate just like Waldy Perez before him, but it just catches the bottom corner of the zone. And now, as a result, you see Isaiah Walls took a bit of a step back in the batter's box. Good
turnaround from Naun Haro as it's fouled off. And again, that devious type of way that he uses his windup for Noah Haro kind of catches the batter a little bit frozen at times. 1-2 count, 2 outs, man at first and second. Noah Haro delivers, fastball upstairs, misses. It's a 2-2 count now for Isaiah Walls. Power looking to build on a stretch of winning games that they've had. They played the San Diego Bombers just a few days ago. The next pitch delivered outside for ball 3, so it's a 3-2 count for Isaiah Walls here. He also just came off a really dominant win against the Colton Nighthawks on June 24th as well. 3-2 count, man at first and second. There goes the runners, and it's ball 4 as it missed the outside or the inside cut take of the strike zone, and it looked like it actually even hit it according to TrackMan, but regardless, it's a walk. So a walk and a hit by pitch, and now another walk has made the bases loaded with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Still a scoreless ball game if you're just joining us.
And here's Hunter Meyer back to the top of the order, who grounded out 5-3 on the first pitch, and he'll have a chance to drive in some runs here.
So back to the top of the lineup. Hunter Meyer steps in, watches the first pitch just outside for ball 1. Power have a handful of pitchers available tonight. Trevor Eby, Chapman Weber, Ryan Garcia, and Andrew Baltazar, who also, by the way, Baltazar is having himself a very good time at the bullpen side. As that's grounded, but it gets through the legs of Gonzalez as he kicks it around and rolls it into center field. 1 run has already scored. Everyone else is trying to turn, and now they throw inside Austin Haller as he catches the runner here in Waldy Perez. They go to third as Casey Kleiman tags out the runner there, and that's the final out. But the Pirates score a run. It's 1-0 now on a really wacky sequence of events here in the infield.
That was 6-4-2. So the E6 allows the run to score. Then the tag out on Waldy Perez ends the inning. So it's 1-0 after 1.5.
We'll be back here in just a few.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Welcome back inside the Agua Caliente Casino's booth here at Palm Springs Stadium. Justin Lee alongside Charlie Gonzalez for Fox Sports 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power YouTube channel. It's already a 1-0 ball game here in the bottom of the second after the top half which ended very weirdly the way that ended up. It was an E6, and then they caught the runner in Waldy Perez right in between. They're able to get the final out, but 1 run turns around. Here, though, in the bottom of the second, Landon Martin in another inning of work will face off against KJ Moon, and then Jamal Ritter, and then Michael Gonzalez. It's already 1-0 pitch here to KJ Moon as he gets nailed on the left shoulder, turning his back around, and he's already going to first base. Didn't seem like he really felt a lot on that ball that took him
Yeah, and speaking of KJ Moon, and we were talking earlier about also Austin Holler as well. You will be on the radio with them tomorrow at noon, Fox Sports 1270 AM in studio. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, you know, an opportunity to kind of get to know the players and show off who they are as people because, you know, obviously we get to see them during the summer. We get to talk about them in general, but the best way to do it is if you get to talk to them over radio, share their story, have them tell it from their point of view on why they want to be here, why they love to play baseball, why they want to go play professionally. I think that's kind of the gist of why we want this to happen. So, yes, join us tomorrow with KJ Moon and Austin Holler on Fox Sports 70 AM radio around noontime as the first pitch is delivered here to the next man up, Jamal Ritter. 1-0 count already, 304 batting average this year. The most stolen bases on the team at 18 and 2 triples to add to his name as he goes swinging for an inside pitch, but comes up empty. He's got a 1-1 count here, and KJ Moon over at first base with a hit by pitch to lead off this inning here in a 1-0 ball game as the Power tried to tack on that run that they gave up back in the top of the second as Jamal Ritter fouls another ball off. 1-2 count.
Jamal Ritter leading the team in stolen bases with 18. That's 3 more than Miles Walton, second place, who has 15. And so he's hard to tag out, and Pirates do not want to let him get on base.
This time another curveball pitch inside, but it misses low. 2-2 count. And both of those players, Miles Walton and Jamal Ritter, have kind of been competing with each other for the lead of stolen bases. But right now, Jamal Ritter, like you said, has the upper hand in that department. 2-2 count on the way as Jamal Ritter gets a piece of it down the third base line, trailing into shallow outfield. 2 runners are going after it, 2 defenders, and it's caught by the shortstop Walls as they throw to first to try to tag up KJ Moon, but he's back in there safely. So 1 out with a fly out to the third base corner of the infield and caught by the shortstop.
That was dangerous because it looked like the third baseman, shortstop, and left fielder were all going to go for it. They were all going to collide, and we've seen that burn both the Power and the visiting teams on multiple times. And I was expecting, I blinked when the ball went to his glove, and I was looking around for it. But, yes, it was a great play over there by Walls.
The Power still looking for the first hit here at the bottom of the second inning. Still scoreless, or still 1-0 for the Pirates. Up by a run as the first pitch is delivered for strike 1 here to Michael Gonzalez. He's hitting .367 this year, 8 RBIs and 9 stolen bases. Next delivery, it's fouled off by Michael Gonzalez, so he's behind in a pitcher's count, 0-2. So it definitely seems like so far through 1 1/3 of an inning that Burrito from El Pollo Loco is working for Landon Martin here in the bottom of the second inning. Still holding the Power to scoreless so far. Next pitch delivered, strike 3 on the outside corner. That was a fastball at 89 miles per hour. Caught him looking.
Here's Cato Kleiman coming to the plate, 7 in the order today. I saw he's a fan of the University of Texas at Austin, just like our colleague Zach Durham. And he had a big old Texas baseball hat on yesterday.
And those two were having a conversation yesterday about why they like Texas so much. Charlie, horns up or horns down?
Horns up. Okay. I don't have anything against the Longhorns.
Okay. Ball 1 to Cato Kleiman. He's hitting .400 this year with a 13 RBIs and 16 hits. A little step higher than his brother, who's been at the catcher position as he watches strike 1. Caught up the top part of the strike zone for a 1-1 count here to Cato. Still a man at first in KJ Moon here in the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 the Pirates. Up by 1. Power trying to respond with a run of their own as Cato goes the other way, and it will stay just within the infield, just down that third base line towards left field, and it looked like it barely got a half of a centimeter fair, and it looks like Cato Kleiman is on board with a single.
Yeah, and that one just about maybe half a foot to the right of the third baseline, and quickly reading it though, and good play though out there by Luke Madur. Throwing it in time, because usually balls that go into that general vicinity, if there's someone on first already, they're allowed to advance to third. But his speed, he was able to throw it in and keep KJ Moon at second.
So there's the first hit of the game for the Power. Man at first and second now as KJ Moon moves 90 feet to second base. Here's Bryant O'Neill who is the RBI leader of the team with a total of 23 RBIs and 9 doubles, who also leads in that category. He's got strike one here with a pitch that dotted up the lower part of the strike zone at 89 miles per hour. 2 outs, 0-1. Power trying to get back here in this game as it flips over the first baseman, but picked up by the shortstop Walls. He throws to first to get the final out of this half inning. So the Power able to get 2 on the bases, but unable to score here in the bottom of the second. The Pirates still up 1-0 as we're off to the third here.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Hey, Coachella Valley, Patrick Summers here, General Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Spring is here and summer is right behind it. Don't get caught with a broken air conditioning system. Call us now. Let us get a tune-up done. We're offering a special for $79. It comes with a seasonal guarantee. Call our team today. Get yourself scheduled before the heat hits. Be proactive, not reactive. Go ahead and book at callthegeneral.com or call our offices and we'll get you taken care of.
All right, folks, welcome back here as we're through 2 here at Palm Springs Stadium. Justin Lee alongside Charlie Gonzalez for Fox Sports 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power YouTube channel. 1-0 the Pirates as they scored a run back in the top half of the second inning with an error dropped by the shortstop Michael Gonzalez for the Power. 1 run came around to score, and the Pirates will come to bat here to see if they can knock in some more. So the next man up is Esteban Olazaba, Cole Howard on deck, and then Luke Medure in the hole. As Narun Haro is back up there on the mound for his third inning of work here. First pitch, that looked like a slider that cuts across and lands in the inside part of the strike zone for strike 1.
Eston Olazaba left the Colton Nighthawks earlier this season, and now he's with the Inland Valley Pirates.
Bit of a change there with the CPCL opponents. 0-1 count. That one goes other side of the strike zone, but misses outside. 1-1 count. The Power just got their first hit of the game previously in the last half inning with a single by Cato Kleiman, but they were unable to score with 2 men on base. Right now Unharo's job is just to hold off the Pirates, even though that run was unearned on that error from the infield. As the next pitch is delivered, strike 2, 1-2 count.
On deck, Cole Howarth, who got the first hit of the game, and it was a 2-out double.
Here's a pitch on the way. It's grounded. Picked up by Gonzalez. He's got to make a long throw as he turns around, and he rolls it to Mark Kirkland, who makes the scoop up for the first out. This time a better play from Michael Gonzalez in the infield.
And watch that. He braced his legs as he went down for it because he kind of had to stretch his arm out, and he moved his glove just a little bit slower too, so not to not result in an error, which was what happened before, because he moved the glove too slow and the ball fell out. And it was a great throw across his body too. Mark Kirkland was waiting for it.
Much better play that time from Michael Gonzalez. So here's the 6'6", 15-pounder from Cal Baptist as he fouls off the first pitch. He was the one that hit the double right between the infield with the shift put on by Michael Gonzalez and Cato Kleiman. He knocked it to Michael Gonzalez's left side, just between second base and Michael Gonzalez, and it rolled all the way to the wall for a double. Here's the next pitch on the way. It's popped up in the air, playable as Austin Haller goes into shallow right field. He will call everyone off and make the catch.
So 2 up, 2 down. That's how the top of the the first started, top of the second, in a way that started that way, even though the runner got on base and was caught stealing. But here's Luke Madure, flew out to right to end the bottom first, and he is the beer batter.
Yeah, we didn't get him the last time with the flyout to right field, so we'll see if Noun Hara can deliver some cheerfulness to the crowd here at Palm Springs Stadium. 2 outs here in the top of the third, 1-0 ball game, as Noun Hara is trying to hold off the Pirates to just a single run right now. You're listening to Justin Lee and Charlie Gonzalez here for Fox Sports 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power YouTube channel. 1-0 count already. Next pitch on the way is grounded to Michael Gonzalez, and it makes a good pickup to throw to first for the final out. This time it's a 1-2-3 inning for the first time tonight for the Power defense. And we'll see if they can try to get that run back to tie up the ball game in the bottom of the third. We'll be back in just a few.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Hey, Coachella Valley, Patrick Summers here, General Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Spring is here and summer is right behind it. Don't get caught with a broken air conditioning system. Call us now. Let us get a tune-up done. We're offering a special for $79. It comes with a seasonal guarantee. Call our team today. Get yourself scheduled before the heat hits. Be proactive, not reactive. Go ahead and book at callthegeneral.com or call our offices and we'll get you taken care of.
Two and a half. Pirates still up 1-0 here for Fox 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power YouTube channel. It's Justin Lee and Charlie Gonzalez up here in the box at Palm Springs Stadium. A pretty good crowd here tonight. 1-0 still, like we said. And the Power will see if they can try to tack on some runs here to try to tie the ball game and potentially take the lead. It'll be Grayson Gegg, Austin Haller, and then Casey Kleiman, the 9-1-2 of the batting order, as they'll face off against Landon Martin. And this time it was a better half inning for Noun Hara previously, as he's able to get a 1-2-3 inning. He threw 8 pitches in the first, 25 in the second, and 8 pitches in the third. So a good bounce back from the starting pitcher of the Power.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And he needed to just kind of find himself in the groove. Those pitches that were working for him in the first, most of the time were not working in the second. They were just barely missing. That's resulted in the 2 walks.
This one curves right in on the first pitch at 75 miles per hour. It looked like it was a sinker for strike one here to Grayson Gegg. Well, hasn't really had a lot of playing time this year, but when he has, he's been able to knock 8 RBIs, knock 2 sacrifice flies, 9 walks. Here in the 9 hole today for the Power. Next pitch is right in the dirt. The 1-1 count to Grayson Gegg. The Power looking for their second hit of the day. Pirates have already knocked in 2 with a single and a double by their batting order. Gegg stares down, Landon, and the next pitch is delivered on a 1-1 count just outside. It's a 2-1 count.
Grayson Gegg is 5th in walks this season, tied with Casey Kleiman for 9. So he's one of the more patient batters, and we see it throughout the game.
He was patient on that pitch, but it was actually just painted on the outer edge of the strike zone here against the lefty hitter at 87 miles per hour with a vertical break of 1 foot and 1 inch. So a splitter there. 2-2 count on the way for Grayson Gegg as he gets a piece of it off the end of the bat and rolls it into the dirt. It looks like it also caught off Perez behind the plate as he's taken a breather here behind the plate.
Yeah, may have taken a piece of it, and looks like he's okay. And the umpire going out to just to hand Landon Martin the ball. But here, keep this in mind, because Mark Kirkland had the ground out that went straight to the second baseman, Osterloh, and Grayson Gegg is also a left-handed batter. Now watch, he's backed up further than he was when Kirkland was at the plate. You'll see something in his strategy he's anticipating.
Here's the 2-2 again. Gegg sends it to the left field side, but it stays foul just barely by about maybe a half of a foot down the third base line.
That was close too, and that one, had it been fair, that would have probably resulted in him going to second, just because it did not hang in the air as long as the hit earlier by Cato Kleinman. So he could have gotten there, had a little bit more speed off the bat, wasn't just a pop fly.
Yeah, very similar to Cato Kleinman's hit there, just where he knocked up the chalk down the third base line. Grayson Gegg watches ball 3 as it was right in the ground. An 82 mile per hour off-speed pitch. And like we talked about the patience of Grayson Gegg, he's seen already 7 pitches in this at-bat, and he now has a full count to work with.
It's very windy here. You can see the jerseys rustling for all the players out on the field.
And the patience pays off as he goes 8 pitches for a walk to lead off here in the bottom of the third inning. So there's the tying run on board at first base. And we'll flip the lineup back to Austin Haller.
Now there's his 10th walk of the season. He's the 5th to reach double digits, now tied with Michael Gonzalez.
Good stats for the young man, and Grayson Gegg. From St. Simons, Georgia, 6'3", 195 pounds, from Mercer University. Handful of Mercer guys as well here for the power. Here's Austin Haller from Western Kentucky. He struck out swinging as he sends it to the right field side. First baseman steps on first, Howard. They throw to second for a 3-6 double play. And that was perfectly placed for Howard there to make that play.
Talk about a really quick way to bounce back, right? Ripped right to the first baseman. He was ready. He was at first, anticipating a pickoff attempt, didn't get it. Instead, the ball came at him from another direction, quickly tags the bag, and before Grayson Gegg is even halfway to second, they throw to the shortstop. So that was a great play from Howard to Walls.
Probably not what Austin Haller wanted on that pitch, as Casey Kleiman lines one to left field. And running in as it stayed up in the air for Madure in left field, he comes into shallow left to make the final catch of the inning. So that was 10 pitches in that half inning as the Pirates continue to hold the power scoreless. As they're still up by a single run, we're off to the top of the 4th inning here for Fox 1270 AM radio on Palm Springs Power YouTube channel.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Hey, Coachella Valley, Patrick Summers here, General Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Spring is here and summer is right behind it. Don't get caught with a broken air conditioning system. Call us now. Let us get a tune-up done. We're offering a special for $79. It comes with a seasonal guarantee. Call our team today. Get yourself scheduled before the heat hits. Be proactive, not reactive. Go ahead and book at callthegeneral.com or call our offices and we'll get you taken care of.
Welcome back for Fox Sports 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power YouTube channel. My name is Justin Lee alongside Charlie Gonzalez. We're through 3 innings. The Pirates only able to score a single run off of an error from the Power's infield before they cut down a runner in between in a weird scenario. And the Power have been unable to score some runs. They've left a few on the bases, but it's been a pitcher's duel so far. Both Naun Haro and Landon Martin facing off each other. Here's Jordan Viramontes leading off. He watches the first pitch curve around on the outside corner, but misses for ball one. And Jordan Viramontes, then Vaughn Coleman, and then Darren Osterloh in the hole here for the Pirates. It's been a much faster paced game than the one game that the Power played 2 days ago against the San Diego Bombers. And it's lined by Austin Holler as he makes a diving catch to his left side just before it could go into the outfield. There's a El Paseo Jewelers web gem.
Have yourself a day, Austin Holler. He's already been player of the game twice, and that is definitely an El Paseo Jewelers web gem of a play. And if he was any further to his right before that hit, he would not have made that catch. The effort and the placement was just perfect.
And he timed it up perfectly as that ball was right close to that ground, but just by a few inches, he makes the catch for the first out. So what could have been a leadoff single into the outfield turns into a diving play by Austin Holler at the second base position. Now here is Vaughn Coleman, who has hit the second hit today for the Pirates. And first pitch is in for strike one, 0-1 count. 1-0 ball game here in the top of the fourth. The Pirates up by a single run here. There's only been 3 combined hits for both teams so far. This one's grounded down to Michael Gonzalez. He turns around, throws over to first, but it's a high throw. It gets over Mark Kirkland as the ball gets away, and diving back to first base is Vaughn Coleman down the first base line, but he didn't really turn around, so he didn't need to do that unless he cut around that first base line down right field. But regardless, it's a throwing, well, it looks like an infield single as marked by our scoreboard keeper.
Yeah, it could go both ways. Like the throw was bad, but it could have been on time, and also just how far away he was running to his right, away from first base. It's a tough one to score, and yeah, that's going to be an infield single for Vaughn Coleman, who's now 2 for 2.
First pitch, swing and a miss here for Darren Osterloh, who scored after walking back in the top of the second inning. He scored with the play in the middle of a play with Michael Gonzalez having another issue there with the ball. Another pickoff attempt at first base. He's back in there. Last time Vaughn Coleman was on base, he got cut down with a pickoff from Naun Haro. So he's trying it again against Vaughn Coleman here. 1 out, 0-1 count here to Darren Osterloh as he goes early and comes up empty, 0-2 count.
And part of the reason I think that throw from Mike Gonzalez over to Mark Kirkland was a little bit high is because what resulted in the error before wasn't just him like not being unable to feel the ball. Once you saw it there, the trajectory that he was planning to throw it before he realized the guy to first base was going to get there on time was really low, and he wanted to skip away from him.
That one's in there for ball one. 1-2 count here to Darren Osterloh with 1 out. Thanks to Austin Holler's diving catch in the infield at second base. And then an infield single from Vaughn Coleman. There goes Vaughn Coleman as the ball is grounded right between the diving glove of Michael Gonzalez. It rolls into the outfield for another soft grounder hit. And Michael Gonzalez has seen the ball come his way at least 4 or 5 times already tonight.
Back-to-back singles, and Vaughn Coleman took off early for second, and had he rounded third, it could have been a stolen base, but it's just going to be the normal advance. He will not be credited with the stolen bag. And you're talking about how the ball has come his way several times. He's had a chance for 6 putouts so far.
That one's in there for strike one to Waldy Perez. So the Pirates starting to ramp up the hit numbers here. They're up to 4 hits now in a 1-0 ball game. They're up by a single run since the top of the second inning. As Naun Haro tries to hold off the Pirates here. 0-1 count, 1 out. Next pitch, down and low for ball one.
Waldy Perez was one who was tagged out coming home. And it was a miscommunication because there was a runner behind him. Isaiah Walls was already at third, and he couldn't go, and so it was just a 6-4-2 tag out. Very bizarre play.
That one's in there for strike two. 1-2 count here for Waldy Perez. 87 mile per hour. Looks like it was more of a splitter pitch there with a diagonal break. 1-2 count. Naun Haro trying to get the second out here of this inning. Man at first and second. That pitch cuts right at the hitter, Waldy Perez, and it looks like it caught him on the left elbow as he's on board with his second hit by pitch today. So, I mean, you can argue the amount of hit by pitches because of the way he steps in the batter's box and kind of has his elbow reaching out a little bit in front, but it's worked out for him both times. He hasn't really caught the eye of the umpire leading in.
And yeah, if this persists, the umpire may call him on it, and that's something that now and Haro might see. It's tough to see from the vantage point of the pitcher.
That one is in there for strike one, swing and a miss here for Isaiah Walls. So it's a bases loaded situation here in the top of the fourth inning. The Pirates can blow this thing open with a 1-0 score as they're up by a single run. 0-1 count here for the bottom order, Isaiah Walls. Next pitch on the way. It's lined and fouled way out of the ballpark.
He walked in his first plate appearance in the top of the second. And now on deck is Hunter Meyer in the top of the order.
0-2 on the way. It's grounded and off the glove of a diving Cato Kleiman. It rolls into the outfield. One run has already scored. Another man will come through, Darren Osterloh, as he comes in. It's now 3-0 off of a tough ground ball play from the diving glove of Cato Kleiman. It's another infield hit.
Now that one was particularly difficult because playing at third base, Cato Kleiman, it bounces off his glove, and Mike Gonzalez realizes he's not going to be able to field it, so he runs up, it bounces off his glove and goes into the outfield, and that's a 2 RBI single for Isaiah Walls, moving Waldy Perez to third, Coleman and Osterloh come home. It's 3-0 Pirates.
So 3 hits here in the top of the fourth inning. 2 more runs have scored for the Pirates. They're up 3-0 as the pitching coach for the Power is up on the mound, already here in a mound visit. It's Reed Santos. And right now the Power in a tight situation as the Pirates have tacked on 2 more runs. And almost every single hit so far this inning has gone towards that left side of the infield. 2 plays to Michael Gonzalez, and one of those plays just now to Cato Kleiman.
Yeah, whether they're lefties or righties, it doesn't matter. The ball just seems the trajectory is gone there most of the time when it's been in the infield and hasn't gotten past them.
So we're back to the top of the lineup for the third time tonight. Here's Hunter Meyer with runners at the corners, 1 out, 3-0 ball game now as the Pirates have scored 2 more runs. There goes the runner at first base and Isaiah Walls, and they throw over to first base, unable to get him in time as Casey Kleiman with the throw over.
That's an 0-1 count, and now 2 runners in scoring position. And right there is the first stolen base by the Pirates tonight.
They're sending him back, it seems like. I'm not exactly sure what happened on the turnaround there.
Yeah, the umpire is talking to one of the, he's talking to the head, or the third base coach, it looks like, for the
I think he's calling
Pirates.
catcher's interference, or the batter's interference, as it looks like the motion from the third base coach is he leaned into the plate there, didn't give Casey Kleiman enough time to make the throw there. I think that's what they're arguing right now.
So yeah, if that is the case, then Hunter Meyer is out on the 0-1 pitch, and batter's interference being automatically out, a very rare occurrence in baseball. And as we were talking earlier about how Waldy Perez kind of leans into that, he's very close to getting called out for batter's interference, but instead it looks like Hunter Meyer is, and now Casey Dill is talking to the home plate umpire.
So he's trying to see if he can diagnose what just happened there. So let's see what the count is here. All the coaches go back to their dugouts. So there's the second out on a weird play there, and it will be Esteban Olazaba. So we have 2 outs now off of a batter's interference.
Yeah, B.I. That's how I score it in my book. Something I've only seen maybe, I can count on one hand how many times I've seen that.
That one's fouled off from Esteban Olazaba. So if you're just joining us, it's 3-0 with the Pirates scoring 2 more runs here in the top of the fourth inning. 3 singles, a hit by pitch from the Pirates hitters. They've tacked on 3 hits, scored 2 more, and then a batter's interference from Hunter Myers. He reached over the plate on his first swing strike. Nauenhara goes to first. Doesn't get the runner there. So there's a runner at first and second, or first and third. It's Waldy Perez at third and Isaiah Walls at first, who had to go back because of the batter's interference. That one is just off the end of the bat. Austin Holler picks it up, throws to first to get the final out.
And through 4 innings now Nauenhauer up to 59 pitches, 3 runs, 2 earned.
We'll be back here in just a few for the Power YouTube channel.
There's something winning in the agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All right, folks, back here for Fox 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power YouTube channel. My name is Justin Lee, alongside Charlie Gonzalez up here inside the booth at beautiful historic Palm Springs Stadium. So, it kind of been a pitcher's duel up until the top of the 4th inning, where the Pirates finally broke through with 3 hits, 1 hit by pitch, scored 2 runs off of those 3 hits. And then the inning ended in a weird circumstance with 1 out coming from a diving catch of Austin Haller. And then a batter's interference was called on the first pitch to Hunter Meyer. That's the first time I think we've seen that this year, called by an umpire.
And it's really hard to see from our vantage point, and it's really only the umpire can see, hey, did he get in the way of the catcher trying to throw down to second? And he did. He got in Casey Kleinman's way, and he was tagged out. And, yeah, the coaches, they were just trying to make sure that about the call. Because usually you don't see something like that.
No, we usually don't. That's the first time it's probably happened this year. But here, leading off in the bottom of the 4th, it's Mark Kirkland and KJ Moon, and then Jamal Ritter in the hole. They'll face off against Landon Martin once more, as they're still trying to break through this Pirates pitching staff. They'll play tomorrow, like we talked about. Should be a handful of different pitchers. They also have one from USC in Jude Favela from USC, the only USC Trojan on the team here. And you and I both know how much you don't like USC people.
And speaking of which, there's a fan in the stands with a USC shirt on.
I wonder if they know if they're related to them somehow. 2-0 count here, Mark Kirkland pitch outside. So Mark Kirkland with some good patience here in this at-bat to lead off here in the bottom of the 4th. As the Power are trying to tack on 3 runs at least to get the game score or game back tied here for the Power. They've been reduced to just a single hit so far tonight. That one caught up the inside part of the strike zone, and it looked like it was off by maybe two balls there.
Yeah, Kirkland was ready to flip the bat over and go to first. On deck is KJ Moon, who was hit by a pitch, as Kirkland was almost right there.
That one is lined down to the shortstop, and he makes a drop, throws to first for the recovery, but not in time.
And that's going to be E6. So both shortstops getting on base both shortstops committing one error, and that bounce, it was not off the uneven turf, which usually we excuse and we give the batter a hit. That one in particular, Walls, he just turned his head up just a little bit too early, and that's why it bounced out of his glove.
Yeah, that's exactly what that play looked like. Good breakdown from Charlie here. That's why we have you here.
Yeah, one of the reasons why.
Here's KJ Moon as he tries to go swinging to get his 4th bomb of the year, but he swings and comes up empty to make it an 0-1 count.
And KJ Moon, he's almost like one of those batters that everyone is alert and at attention when he's at the plate. Everyone's on the edge of their seat.
That one misses for ball 1, 1-1 count. And KJ Moon, as many times as he has this year, and so far through this last stretch of 3 weeks, 3 bombs, all above 105 miles per hour off the bat, as he fouls off the next pitch, 1-2 count on an 88 mile per hour pitch that was right down the middle, and that was KJ Moon territory for a home run.
You got to be careful here because you see in left field is Madure, and he's backed up close to the warning track. But in right field, it's the opposite for Vitamontes. He's halfway to the infield.
1-2 on the way, and it's fouled off again from KJ Moon as he gets a piece of it, and it falls out of the glove of Perez behind the plate. Man at first, no outs, 3-0 ball game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Justin Lee and Charlie Gonzalez for Fox Sports 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power YouTube channel. We're glad to have you folks here for Cancer Awareness Night as we're bringing a lot of attention to survivors and people who are still going through a lot of turmoil right now and praying for those who are still fighting.
I just hope in my lifetime that we see a cure for cancer, because we're the same age, and cancer has affected both of us and many other families, and just hoping that a cure for cancer will be announced.
Swing and a miss from KJ Moon on a pitch that was breaking down low in the strike zone. It was also in the dirt for strike 3, so KJ Moon goes down for the first out. So still a man at first, and Mark Kirkland, who reached on an infield error from the shortstop. 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th, 3-0 ball game. Still the Pirates, still up by 3. Jamal Ritter steps in, flew out to the shortstop, his first at bat today. And this time he flies it up in the air. The shortstop has to go to shallow left field. He's called off by Madurin left, and he makes the catch close between the 2 defenders. So there's the second out on 1 pitch.
Yeah, that one was kind of like in no man's land, and both of them, they were very alert. And quickly, Madure running in, Walls moving backwards, and he was already close to the outfield grass. He didn't have to do a lot of backtracking.
Michael Gonzalez steps in, struck out looking the last time. Still a man at first, 2 outs. The Power still trying to get into a groove here against the Inland Valley Pirates. First pitch is curving outside for ball 1.
And Mike Gonzalez, since that error in the second inning, allowing the unearned run, has done pretty well. He's had several putouts since then. A crazy throw across his body in which he had to brace his feet and didn't get really any motion help from below. And it was all his arm.
Last pitch was in for strike 1. 1-1 count here for Michael Gonzalez, who has seen a lot of ground balls come his way through 3 innings so far as he makes a big take and misses badly as he loses his balance in the batter's box. He's behind 1-2 now. He's taking a moment here as he resets. It looks like he jammed his left wrist there on the swing. He's going to take a little bit just to take off here before he goes back, and now he's holding his left wrist.
Yeah, if you get plunked by that, then the call, and when you get hit by a pitch and you swing and miss, it favors the pitcher. You still stay at the plate. You don't get a freebie to first. And yeah, maybe that on that swing and a miss, the ball caught him a little bit. And it's his left wrist. He's kind of just shaking it. He's in pain, kind of holding it out and holding out his fingers all extended. Now here's the trainer come out to talk to him.
Our very own Palm Springs Power trainers, always alert here at Palm Springs Power Stadium, and just like they do for the Power Summer Collegiate League. So while he's being checked on, we're going to just take a short break here, see if Michael Gonzalez will be okay or if they'll take him out and put in another hitter here. So we'll be back for Fox Sports 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power YouTube. Fairly short break here at Palm Springs Stadium. 2 outs if you're just joining us here in the bottom of the fourth. 1-2 count as Michael Gonzalez steps in after a left wrist stinger that he took on a big swing. But he's back in there inside the box here facing off against Landon Martin. Next pitch delivered upstairs for ball 2, 2-2 count.
And to get some hits and drive home some runs is what they need now. It's the bottom fourth, and considering the way the Pirates responded in the top of the fourth inning, they need it.
Fouled off towards the right field side and will take a bounce towards the batting cage down that right field side here at the ballpark.
Yeah, they have a few players that are in the reserves that are not in the team with the dugout. They're actually staying over there. And
yeah, so it'll be a 2-2 count here for Michael Gonzalez. Mark Kirkland still at first base after reaching on an infield error. Still a 3-0 ball game as the Pirates are holding off the Power here by 3 runs. Big swing and a miss, off speeder, strike 3 for Michael Gonzalez, and that's how the inning will end. So Power come up empty once again. They leave another man at first. And the Power pitching will see if they can continue to hold off the Pirates as long as possible to see if the Power can try to start getting into their groove. We'll be back here in just a few.
The Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for. Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're a community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Quality first. It's quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. And we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for 2 or a celebration with 200 friends, quality is our promise to you. Because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
Welcome back here on Fox Sports 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power YouTube channel. Justin Lee and Charlie Gonzalez inside the Agua Caliente Casinos booth here at beautiful, historic Palm Springs Stadium. We're here in the top of the 5th inning. The Pirates are up 3-0, and Owen Haro's day is now finished with Trevor Eby taking over. And also defensively, Cohen Goes replaces Michael Gonzalez after he took a little break before striking out with a left wrist injury. So we'll see where that ends up. I'm sure he's getting checked on by the trainer, so they're keeping him out for now as Cohen Goes takes over at shortstop. So leading off here is Cole Howarth, Luke Madurbo after him, and Jordan Viramontes. Big swing and a miss on the first get-go by Trevor Eby.
Yeah, the final line for Now Haro, 4 innings pitched, 59 pitches, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned runs.
Grounded down the second base side. Austin Haller diving again, but unable to make the play as it rolls by his glove into the outfield. There's a leadoff single here.
Now he was running a little bit slow to trying to see if it would bounce off that turf and trying to gauge exactly its trajectory. Then he realized when it didn't, it rolled smoothly. It was just a little out of his reach.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of tough plays so far for the infield here. A lot of them towards Michael Gonzalez. Cato Kleiman has seen a couple of tough plays. Austin Holler made a diving catch earlier in the game. Tries to make a diving catch here, but unable to get there in time. So there's a leadoff single here again. Cole Howarth. And this one is grounded towards the left field side and away from Cohen Goes, who dives for the ball. And it's into the outfield again. So the Pirates are dinking and ducking past the Power infield defense, and they've been able to find the small little gaps in the infield here as the second hit is on board in a row.
Yeah, it's not just Landon Martin who's doing great on the mound, only 57 pitches through 4 innings, but it's also getting the right part of the bat on the ball and getting it in between those 3-4 gaps and the 5-6 gaps. And right now there's up to 7 hits on the night.
Here's the first pitch. Big swing and a miss on the outside corner. 74 miles per hour for Jordan Viramontes.
Yeah, Viramontes 0 for 2, a swinging strikeout, and a fly out to Austin Holler, as you were just talking about.
Still 3-0, and looks like the Pirates are threatening again to add some more runs here in the top of the 5th. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another big swing and a miss on the same exact pitch. 73 mile per hour splitter here against Jordan Viramontes. He's behind 0-2. Trevor Eby has shown off his fastball, his slider, his curveball, and his changeup throughout the season. And he's been a pretty good staple for the Power pitching staff. A 1.96 ERA as he delivers a strikeout looking to Jordan Viramontes to get the first out.
0 for 3. And now here's Vaughn Coleman, who has the antithesis. He's 2 for 2, and he has a run scored.
He's been on base both times. Even has scored a run here for the Pirates. They have combined for 7 hits already, just to the Powers 1. There looks like there's a pinch hitter here, actually. It's Mark DiCarlo, number 26 from Riverside City College.
Yeah, pinch hitting in the 5th for the designated hitter, and so Vaughn Coleman pulled out for a strange reason.
He pops it up in the air towards towards the infield. Cohen Goes to shallow left to make the catch. So 1 pitch for the pinch hitter, and he's down. Now there's 2 outs. Well, also an interesting move here for the pretty interesting move for the Pirates to switch out a guy who's been 2 for 2 today, and now he flies out on the first pitch.
You know, we don't know exactly the reason, but Mark DiCarlo seems like his coach Charlie Reynoso has faith in him and to continue through the rest of this game.
1-0 count already for Darren Osterloh, who's also been on base 2 times, scored twice already tonight. He's got a man at first and second with 2 outs. Trevor Eby trying to fend off the Pirates again in another bases situation here with 2 men at first and second. 3-0 is the score for the Pirates, up by 3. Trevor Eby kicks and delivers. Curveball right in for strike 1.
And Mike Gonzalez, it was his glove hand, his catching hand that got hit, and it was the wrist, and that the problem was he probably couldn't grip inside the glove without it hurting. That is why Cohen Goes playing short right now. That's my best guess.
Makes sense to keep him sat there. Next pitch delivered fastball, but it misses low. 2-1 count. Cohen Goes also today has seen some playing time in the PSCL for the Colonials as he pitched for 4 innings. And now he's playing here at the shortstop position for the Power. Here's a 2-1 count on the way. 2 outs. That one's in the dirt just outside the strike zone. 3-1.
After giving up back-to-back singles start this, then following it up with the next 2 batters retired on just 4 pitches, and now he's in danger of walking Darren Osterloh.
Next man up would be Waldy Perez, who has been hit twice tonight on hit by pitches. Here's a pitch on the way, lined up towards center field. Good jump by Jamal Ritter to make the catch and grab out in center field for the final out. So new pitcher Trevor Eby comes in and gives up 2 hits, but he's able to hold off the Pirates and leave 2 men on board. 3-0 still is your score. We're off to the bottom of the 5th.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching,
Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, the Power trying to tack on some hits, and they're going to need a little bit of help. And Cato Klein has been the only man today to get a hit for the Power so far as he leads off here in the bottom of the 5th. Down 3-0 as you watch a strike one in the outer edge of the strike zone.
So we do have a defensive change out in right field for the Inland Valley Pirates. Cody White relieving Jordan Vitamontes.
Defensive change for the Pirates as Cato Kleiman goes swinging, comes up empty on a pitch that was in the dirt. 0-2 count now.
He is the sole Power player to have a hit. Was stranded at first. Brian O'Neill grounded out 6-3 immediately following.
Next pitch on the way here. As Cato Kleiman gets another piece of it, that was going to mark the inside corner of the strike zone. Here against the lefty hitter. You're just joining us here on Fox 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power YouTube. Justin Lee alongside Charlie Gonzalez. 3-0 game. Cato surviving the count as he pops it up just outside the field of play on the third base side.
Yeah, swung at that a little bit late, but that was exactly where he wanted it. That's where his sweet spot is. He loves to swing at pitches just below the top of the zone, and that could have been roped into center or right field had he swung just a little bit earlier.
0-2 count again as Cato Kleiman watches it in the dirt for ball one. 1-2 count for Cato Kleiman as the Power are trying to get back into the game. They've given up 3 unanswered runs so far, but a little bit of help from Trevor Ebby in the previous half inning as he took over for Nauna Aharo and was able to limit the damage with just 2 hits. Cato Kleiman gets cut down looking on an outside pitch for strike 3.
And 6 pitches. Now Brian O'Neill coming to the plate. Landon Martinez had gone through his arsenal. He hasn't to dig too deep into it so far tonight to retire the batters, and he's only given up 1 hit, no runs. It's a very calm and relaxing night for him so far.
Well, the Power are trying to terrorize him tonight. He hasn't flustered too much as ball 1 is delivered here. So Brian O'Neill with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, 1-0 count. O'Neill trying to get something started here. The pitch on the way, gets jammed up in the air. Landon Martin calls everybody off towards the first baseline, and he makes the catch.
Yeah, usually it's one of the other infielders who comes in and catches it for the pitcher, as it's just something you see a lot in baseball. But now he was closest to it, and he had the best read on it. He had his eyes on it as soon as it left the bat.
So Landon Martin, is doing it all himself right now through 4 innings and now 2/3. Only giving up a hit, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts to the Power hitting tonight. Here's Grayson Gigg at the bottom of the order as he'll try to see if he can get on board with 2 outs. It's a 3-0 ball game here at historic Palm Springs Stadium. Pitch on the way is in for strike 1. Fastball at 89 miles per hour.
Hasn't been really a situation since they went down 3-0 for a tying run to come to the plate or even be on base.
0-1 on the way. Gegg checked to swing, and it cut the inside corner of the strike zone at 81 miles per hour. So now Grayson Gegg is getting carved up right now by Landon Martin.
He went with the same pitch in the same exact spot twice, and it was inside. And now Grayson Gegg, if you look at him, he's standing a little bit further back in the batter's box. If he goes for that same pitch, he's going to try to get a piece of it on the bat.
0-2 on the way. It's low. A fastball or sinker, if you want to call it, 90 miles per hour.
He saw him, he was standing in a different part of the batter's box. They went with a different pitch. That's great awareness by Landon Martin, being able to adjust to your opponent's adjustment.
1-2 count here, 2 outs. 3-0 ball game. Pirates up 3. Grayson Gegg, swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that's the 6th man retired on strikeouts tonight for Landon Martin as he gets out another inning. 1-2-3 goes down the power as we're through 5 here at Palm Springs Stadium. We'll be back for the 6th.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.